What's going on, guys? My name is Pwn, and I'm sure you're asking yourself, what is Killzone Shadowfall? Watch this guy run up here. Jazz feet. Oh, he looks like a puppet that's just not able to connect its feet to the ground. That's kind of funny to me. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about the game. Killzone is a first-person shooter set exclusively on the PlayStation consoles. It's been around for a few years. I've dabbled in them. I've had every one of them, to be honest, and I've enjoyed both the single-player and the multiplayer experiences for each of them. They've always been known to be able to create unique, immersive environments, not only in the campaign story, but also for multiplayer as well. They're created by Guerrilla Games, which I believe is a subsidiary of Sony Computer Entertainment, so in the end, it's an exclusive, it's pretty awesome, and this game usually gets massive praise on its visuals. So this time around, Shadowfall is exclusive for the PlayStation 4. From what I can tell, it's not going to be on the PlayStation 3. They're moving forward with this game, and they've done a pretty damn good job. Now, this thing is getting pretty solid and consistent reviews across the board. Usually you have mixed signals. Somebody gives a game a 6, somebody gives it a 9, somebody slips somebody a $100 bill and they get a 10. Things happen with the rating system. This game stays pretty consistent. Most of these companies are putting this game at around a 7.5 to an 8.5, which I feel is justified. I'd probably rate it around a 7.5 to maybe an 8. So I say that this game is a must-have for your library, especially seeing as how this is one of the few good games for release of the PlayStation 4. The game handles a little bit different than some other shooters. You have a couple of abilities that you can have per class. For example, there's anything from cloaking to having sentry turrets that follow you around, kind of drones, if you will. Then you have, enhanced speed, which you just saw a minute ago. And it's just one of those things you deal with. So those are things that are kind of naturally. So they're not pickups, they're not kill streaks. It's just you have your own things, use them accordingly, and it'll help your game. Shields, so on and so forth. So it adds a fun little aspect to the game. There's decent customization, nothing too crazy, no large weapon categories and crazy stuff to go with. They have guns, they're futuristic, they have colorful little things they do with it, laser sights and unique types of scopes. But there's nothing too crazy. But the game is good because of what it is and how it feels. What I think this game does that other games have kind of lost touch, and that is building proper arena-type multiplayer maps. Maps that have been so consistently built that I've not seen since the days of Unreal. And if you guys have never played Unreal, you've never played real, solid, multiplayer, first-person shooter maps. The closest thing to that is how Halo, some of their earlier days with, Beaver Creek and Lockout and stuff like that, they made some really solid maps. Nowadays, people are spoiled with getting on roofs and looking through windows. Instead of having wide open areas, symmetry, proper balance between higher levels and lower levels, I think Killzone just destroys it in the category of building properly balanced maps with the right amount of cover, the right amount of open areas, the right amount of long and close range encounters, doorways, and they do it in such a way that the maps look beautiful and do not need a lot of color, but still retain the awesomeness, the eerie feeling, because this is 400 years in the future. We're talking, wartime. It's not all about pretty colors. It's more about, survival, and you'll get inside of some of these maps. I'll show more in the future on my channel here in the next couple days, but you'll see some of these maps are darker. They're mechanical. They feel like you are inside of a spaceship. You actually get a feeling because these graphics are so unique, because they're so amazing, that you see this and you're like, wow, that's exactly what I would expect the inside of an alien spaceship to be like. That's exactly what I would expect our place to look like 400 years down the line after the apocalypse happened and we're down to limited surprise. There's no colorful colors and hints and backsplashes anymore. We have just dry, boring, but still very, very unique colors. It kind of, some of these things, you feel like you're the inside of the TARDIS, except for not as shiny, you know what I mean? It's just something different. You feel like you are in the future when you play some of these maps, and I think that's a pretty cool feel, because a lot of the guns seem kind of modern. Some of the aspects of them, like the sights and the scopes, are a little bit futuristic, but the guns seem modern, where the gameplay and the maps seem a little bit futuristic or apocalyptic, and I think that's a really, really cool effect to this game. Now, the multiplayer handles great. Again, each one of the peoples have abilities. You have the ability to, there's cloaking, there's 3 different classes, there's things like that. You have the sides. Campaign, I am hearing, is not the best in the world. But again, it's worth your try because visually it's a great experience. So again, it's got a couple cheesy things like the drones that follow people around. They kind of act as instant UAVs. Like if anyone gets within range, it starts shooting and it kind of gives away your position. So there are things about the game that are a little cheesy. The movement can use a little bit of work. But to be honest, the game runs smoothly, it looks great, it handles well, it's fun to play with friends, and it's built as if an arena FPS should be built, the way that they meant to be built, the way that they used to be, but still has its current gen kind of feel to it. So thank you guys for watching. If you are purchasing a PlayStation 4, this is a must-have for your library. If you're an FPS fan, definitely give it a go. Let me know what you guys think of this, and I will definitely post up some more here in the near future. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to smack that like button with your forehead. Teabag it if you like. I don't care how you get down. Just do it. Have a great day, guys. Stay moist.